In an era where climate change and industrial growth are deeply linked, our meeting here at COP28 isn't just timely, it's imperative, because the path to industrial advancement and economic development cannot continue in the absence of environmental responsibility.
I'm hopeful for the future. We have to be, and I think that's why the parties continue to arrive, to continue to work together, to continue to come together, because we know that the future depends on it. Literally, as our Special Envoy Kerry always says, there is no greater existential threat than climate to business, to individuals, to our planet.
The United States could not have a better partner in this than the United Arab Emirates, and the world could not have a better partner in this than the United Arab Emirates, because they're playing such a leadership role in these key areas, which is so critical.
I think history in 5 years will look back on COP28 and say this was a game-changing moment. Just like the Paris Agreement ignited the public sector, the UAE has ignited the private sector. And what we're going to see going forward is an era of action where the private sector, in partnership with the public sector, as Dorothy mentioned, is going to really step up and deliver on the innovation and technology.
I think, first of all, we need to really celebrate the world's progress in the renewable space. You know, we keep exceeding the forecasts of the IEA as they put their 5-year forecasts out. Our collective manufacturing, society has managed to put those in place at a pace that I think exceeded all expectations, and we should celebrate the progress around some of those activities.
In terms of technologies, we're finally starting to get out of that demonstration scale and now into a little bit more commercialization and larger scale. So what was a 15-ton per day liquefier is now, we're having conversations about 300-ton per day liquefiers. And I think that is really crucial to the continued innovation.
And I think we should make sure that there is enough fairness also in terms of how we distribute the benefit and the burden. Might happen that some community might get the benefit to have renewable energy, but actually the cost is the risk is in another country. So in order to overcome this, the collaboration within the countries is absolutely important, including the transfer of technology or financing, because, as I said, otherwise this disparity will increase more and more.
This gathering underscores our collective dedication to steering the course of manufacturing towards future defined by sustainability and innovation, a hallmark of the fifth industrial revolution.
At the heart of the fifth industrial revolution lies the integration of green technologies and sustainability practices. This revolutionary paradigm seeks to optimize operations, reduce environmental impact, and steer hard to abate sectors towards a more sustainable pathway.
Maybe what would usher in the change would be technology and not the actual will of the people. The will of peoples may differ between different opinions or different interests, if you wish. But the technology rate which we see, the exponential rate of technology being developed, is actually ushering this prior to actually people arriving at conclusions or agreements. So if you want to you can say if there's a will, there's a way. But sometimes there isn't the technology way to save money.
The decarbonization, is it about getting out of fossil fuels, or is it getting out of fossil emissions? Yeah? And I think it makes a lot of sense thinking more about how do we avoid the fossil emissions while staying with the fossil fuels.
I think aviation as a whole is at a different stage in the technology development and maturation phase. And I think what governments can do there is do better to incentivize effectively risk-taking. And that is, fund earlier stage companies, more of them in higher dollars. We need 10,000 ICT funds doing this type of work. That's the only way you're going to get coverage to explore the different energy mixes and the different types of solutions, is you've got to have diverse portfolios.
You can start supporting the development of the technologies, in particularly, we were mentioning before, the industrialization phase, where the real cost is going to come to play there. You can start from that side, okay, and support really the implementation, the development of the technology. That's one one way to do it. There's a second way to do it, which is coming from the other side of the value chain, is how you're going to generate demand, the real demand for really, I mean, the solutions. Okay, that is an important piece too, because generally to create demand you need to work extremely hard, not too much on the incentive side, but to create the condition that solution is going to be sustainable from an economical standpoint in due course of multiple years.
Industries can be much friendly to our planet. However, it should be more inclusive. It is not just about being eco-friendly, but it's about human-friendly.